right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Movie Talks, your only podcast you need for all your movie news, movie reviews, and whatever else you want for your entertainment. So we
Anything
are,
else we decide to throw in?
yeah, we're expanding. So I've
Always.
got ideas in the pipeline. So be prepared for all of that because everything else
Mm.
we're booming at the moment. We're everywhere. But we're
Yep.
up to episode 19. So everybody, thank you for sticking by us, and get everyone else involved. Get them in here. You can
Tell all your
also
friends.
tell your friends. You can watch the Vodcast on Ryman TV. That is my YouTube channel, so you can watch us if you wanted to see us have our little banters off. And also, you've got obviously you can have us anywhere you like and listen to us on the go. So that's very exciting on Spotify, Apple, all of that stuff. It's normally what we do at the end, but Lawson's had COVID and he's got a cough. So if you hear him coughing or wheezing or dying,
Yeah,
please
apologies.
don't be alarmed. He's currently well, kind of healthy, kind
Yeah,
of.
well enough.
Yeah.
I have a voice today, which is exciting.
Yeah, so we are delayed. We have a slightly delayed podcast for you. This was meant to be our Christmas special, but COVID, Christmas, and everything got a little bit too hard. So we are releasing our Christmas special after Christmas. It's a delayed gift to you, is what I like to say. Yeah. So Santa.
Because we're so professional normally.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever. Yeah, it fell off the sack. I don't know. Rudolph didn't guide him there.
What? Oh, okay. I'm like,
yeah,
I didn't realize you're making a Santa reference. I just heard the word sack and got a little bit excited.
It's a Christmas special. Of course, it has to be a few Christmas
Of course, I have to have a
jokes.
sack.
Yeah, that's right. But on today's menu for you, we've got Violent Night, the mean one, and then the Grinch off. Which Grinch is the best Grinch? So that is the 2018 animated special, and I can't remember when it was, but How the Grinch Stole Christmas,
2000.
Jim Carrey one. So they had, was that 2000?
2000. Yep.
Wow.
On the nose.
So it was 18 years in between a Grinch movie. Wow. All right.
I was a little 9-year-old boy when it came out.
Ooh, showing your age there, buddy.
Yeah, dude.
Yep. All right. So, with everyone's really exciting movie news, they want their segment. Can you do your new raspy voice and game show theme? Go.
Movie news.
That was the best one yet.
You're welcome. I've been practicing.
Yeah, it's all right. You had all that time. With COVID. But I'm gonna start this one off with, I'm not sure how you're going to respond to this one, but James Cameron says he's had discussions about another Terminator movie.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
So now that he's done with Avatar and all of those ones, because what they filmed, apparently they filmed 3 of them in a row or 2 of them in a row. So now they're like, that's all done, and they need to make $2 billion to make a profit or something stupid.
They will.
You reckon?
It's not even a worry. Yeah.
I don't reckon that.
Especially this one. I'll be surprised if they don't across all, because they did releasing 4, 3.
Yep. There'll be 4 movies. And
that's
mad runtime.
A lot of revenue. I'd be surprised if they didn't make it back.
No, but they need to make $2 billion just to make a profit on this movie, not the other ones. Just this movie.
I thought you meant like a cumulative.
No, just this movie.
What's it currently sitting at?
I don't know. I don't think it's not doing as well because it's getting like smashed as reviews, and because the technology is all like caught up with it. Considering Avatar was like the first true 3D experience. And I was saying the frame rate in the film like freaks out. Like some spots are really good and other times it like is real laggy because of the CGI elements.
Okay.
So I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
It's made about $1 billion so far. I'm looking at numbers from 2 days ago that were at 900 mil US. So in the halfway there, but you're right. That's like they're already past their. It's been 2 weeks in box office.
Yeah.
To try and make that still, that's a hard reach.
Is it just box office sales, or is it like DVDs and all of that stuff that they're gonna
I don't know. You're telling the story, man. You're the one telling me about the 2 billion.
Yeah, that's what I saw. They need to make 2 billion to make a profit, or like to recoup their losses on it. And
yeah, sure.
So who knows? And one of our favorite guys who always pops up and is a bit of a meme in the old acting world, Nicolas Cage, has been making the news at the moment. Yep. So Nicolas Cage wants to star in a musical.
Oh yes, I'm all for it.
Yes, please. He's such an interesting dude. Like some of his movies are like brilliant, like Con Air, Two-Face, and like
Con Air is spectacular.
Oh, Face Off, wasn't it? Not Two-Face.
Face Off is not good.
I love Face Off. I thought it was great.
Get their face off. It's not good. That's one of his meme movies. Con Air is good.
But
in Community, there's an episode where one of the community classes that Abed is taking, and it sends him into this this emotional spiral. The class is called "Is Nicolas Cage a Good Actor?" and it's all about, is he or isn't he a bad actor? And it's fucking legit, because you're right. He has done some amazing roles, and he can obviously hold like screen time. He can hold himself in maybe with good direction, but some of his movies as well, you sort of wonder how the fuck he's making money, or how is he being hired.
I don't know. He's kind of like, he's just like, what's he gonna give you? Like you go there to see either really poor performance or a really good performance.
Yeah. But either way, you go into his movies, and I think that's he's got a draw card at the moment. Whether you're in him for the memes or you're in him because you think he's good, he's gonna satisfy you.
Also, there's
like Shyamalan now.
Yeah, well, Shyamalan hasn't hit for a reasonable amount of time though. So he's kind of done.
So much, in fact, that they didn't even advertise when they released the After Earth film with Will Smith. They didn't even advertise the fact that it was directed by M. Night, because by that point, his name was a disaster.
Yeah. Also, that film was a disaster, but whatever.
Another mess as well.
Yeah. But Community, I actually didn't have this on the news, but Community is actually getting a movie. But unfortunately,
I heard
2 of the actors aren't returning, which I think is Troy and Abed.
Yeah. Which I think, they're usually, you ask anybody favorite characters in the show, it's normally them.
Mine's Abed, and Pierce. I had a lot of laughs just because he was so out there. But you were saying how difficult, and he was pretty much almost the downfall of it.
Yeah. But still, you're allowed to enjoy his scenes. Like, I still enjoy Kanye West music, but he's the most fucked up, ridiculous person on the planet.
He's so bizarre.
Yeah, dude. We could do a whole podcast on the life on Instagram. The only person who I have notifications turned on for, on Twitter, the only person I have notification turned on for in his Instagram is Kanye, just so I can get his ridiculousness before he removes it.
Yeah, right. I remember his Super Bowl rants where he was like putting one up almost every hour or like 10 minutes or something. He was he was off on tangent. But my favorite director, Sam Raimi, is producing a new horror thriller called Don't Move. So I'm excited. He's got a very proven track record. There's not many films of his.
Movie?
Hey?
Movie, or show?
Movie. Well, it says new. I'm pretty sure it's the movie. It says new horror thriller called Don't Move. Could be. Sick. I'm excited. I like his work.
Mm-hmm.
And then
definitely, I'm looking up now because that's actually intriguing.
Yeah, so I'm hoping a series. I reckon a series of his would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it depends. I think there's a lot more to it than just the names attached these days. For a while, especially the 90s and 2000s, the name attached can mean everything. But with the amount of control who's the Russian company? Do you know?
Which one?
The company who's producing it.
No, I don't know. It's just still Sam Raimi's creating it. I haven't seen much into it.
All right, I'll look into it more later. I'm gonna read through a big fucking bullshit Collider article now.
And Donald Glover, also known as Childish Gambino, is developing a Spider-Man spin-off movie about the Hypno Hustler. The Hypno Hustler?
What? Yeah. That's sick.
Yeah, that'd be
What? I had
pretty
no
cool.
idea.
He's a very talented man.
He's insane. Like that guy can do no wrong. He has worked on everything, and to come through, like he was just a writer on 30 Rock, and then he got his role in Community, and then he was a household name like overnight. He
Yeah,
does
right.
stand up, and he does
I didn't know
like
he was
obviously rap, and
a writer on 30 Rock. 30 Rock was a
yeah,
pretty
his
solid
his
show.
career started as a writer. He one of the only reasons he was even a writer in the first place and got his break was there was like a push for African American writers and stuff,
Okay.
and he was basically free. And Tina Fey has said, if he wasn't free, I never would have hired him.
Yeah, yeah, right.
So that sort of launched his career as very well it should. He's a very talented guy. The that series that he writes and directs and
Oh,
which I've never seen, but I've heard it's pretty spectacular.
that was his show. I don't know because it was on what was that stream? It was
Homecoming.
on.
No, not Homecoming.
No, that was Spider-Man he worked on.
Yeah, my bad.
I don't know what it was,
Yeah, what it's called.
but he
Doesn't
did.
matter.
Yeah, it was on some odd streaming platform that I didn't have.
Atlanta.
Yeah, that's one.
Heard
So
it's spectacular.
okay.
Anyway, yeah, cool. That's interesting because there's been so many rumors around him and Spider-Man for years.
Yeah, I reckon he'd play a good Miles Morales. He's probably a little bit too old now for the part, but I reckon he would have been real good.
About 5-10 years ago, there was petitions and stuff going around for Donald Glover as Spider-Man, and it was he makes mention of it in his Widow.
His stand-up was great.
I
had a great laugh at that. I reckon
really good.
It's one of the ones I've actually watched a number of times because it's pretty funny.
It's really, really good. One of my favorite comedy specials.
And it's got to be good if I'm going to watch it twice. It's very rare that I do anything
once.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
cool. Some good news.
That's some good news. And it wasn't as chaotic as usual.
No.
See, we've matured over the Christmas break. But
sorry, you can hear that. I'm trying to turn away and cough.
Wow, that was a loud one. Just let the bark out. But anyway, let's go into our first spin-off. I guess it's more of a spin-off on the Christmas theme. So it is our action comedy crime Violent Night. So when a group of mercenaries attack the estate of a wealthy family, Santa Claus must step in to save the day and Christmas. So it's just from the tagline, you've pretty much taken the most generic sort of action film you can and just put a Christmas theme on it. So as
just like the tagline, this is I wouldn't say a good mix. It's a bad mix of cheesy Christmas story and over the top American warfare. You've got mercenaries saving Christmas. It's ridiculous.
So
I have a lot to say.
Yeah, you do. So these type of movies can always either go really good or really bad. So you either lean into it and you have fun with it, or you try and go too serious and it just comes off as a mess. So for me, they lent into it and I enjoyed quite a lot of the cheesiness that came into it.
Cool. Okay.
But essentially we have David Harbour, so he's from Stranger Things. He's Hopper in that, and he is playing our magical Santa Claus.
Best part.
He was fantastic as Santa Claus. I like the twist. So here's a spoiler for the story if you don't want to see it. Essentially, jump ahead, but whatever. We're not spoiler free on.
This is not kind of movie that there's no twists and turns in this movie that we're going to ruin for you.
No, but it was interesting that the direction they went in terms of Santa Claus, that he was a Viking.
Yeah,
I thought that was really interesting in terms of
very cool
how he was so I guess violent, and he has a hammer. Was it Mjolnir?
No, that's Thor's hammer. His hammer was called Skull Crusher.
Skull Crusher, that's right. I'm getting confused with hammers.
No, that's fair.
But actually, going down the list, I didn't actually pick up on it, but John Leguizamo, because I get names right, the guy, he played Scrooge.
I'm not sure on that one either. Leguizamo.
That's closer. He actually played Scrooge. I didn't actually pick that up.
That his name was Scrooge.
Yeah.
They said that a few times. It was
Yeah.
his code name because everyone who was on that
I
mission
guess
had
so.
like a code name.
That's right. So essentially, the whole basis of this story is the family is getting reunited for Christmas, and who was the
A
main?
very rich family.
A very well,
like
yeah,
like 1% rich, like billions of dollars rich.
yep. So the mum had obviously, what was her name? Gertrude. She has established an empire, which I don't think's ever fully explored. They're kind of
it's
like
not.
she's just really rich, and then
He's white and rich.
yeah. So the son and the daughter have come back home, and they are having conflict. So it was Jason, wasn't it? The son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was Alex Hassel from The Boys.
Yeah. So he was essentially the good son, I guess, in terms of how they're portraying him, and he wanted out of the family dynamic in terms of the mum's not a very nice character. Like she's obviously got where.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah,
I haven't seen The Boys. Is he good in The Boys? Does he hold his own?
The Boys is fantastic across everything.
Yeah, but is Alex Hassel, this actor, is he good in The Boys?
Oh, he's not in it for very long. He's translucent, so he's in it for like 1 or 2 episodes.
Oh, okay. I assume when I read Alex Haskell from The Boys, he'd be someone actually like, high up or whatever.
He plays the Invisible Man, and I'm not going to spoil that because I want you to watch The Boys because
I do want to.
The Boys is great. But yeah, you see what happens. Yeah, but yeah, he's pretty good in that for an invisible.
He sucked in this.
Yeah, so he wanted out, and essentially he's orchestrated everything to be able to get out and take all the money. So big plot reveal. He's the one behind everything.
Just to fill in a bit of a blank there, he has a daughter with him, and his wife, who I think they're like splitting up, or it's not really explored in detail, but
they got problems and they're trying to reconnect.
Yeah, I think they might even live separately because she comes to pick him up from his house. So anyway, they got a daughter together. Then we go to this house for Christmas, and we later find out that Gertrude has $300 million in cash stored in some vault. And his plan, which we then later find out again, spoilers, I guess, is that he is going to steal that money, and they're going to run off into the sunset and leave the family behind and whatever. And this covert ops fucking military geniuses have come in, and led by Scrooge, they come in to steal that 300 million. They find out somehow, which we find out later is 3 inside people, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, that's sort of what's happening in the house, which I think was way too fucking complex for what this film needed to be.
Yeah.
But also really dumb and simple. Like, why did I wish that I won't get that yet. I won't go into that yet. I think this movie, and I'll start the rant by saying this movie has a lot of opportunity for brilliance, and some of the great moments were fucking awesome, but it's ruined a lot by, I think, the writing, probably more than anything.
The complexity ruins it. So if they weren't as complex and tried to do some twists and turns and like interweaving a story, it could have just been the son wanted to get rid of the mum so he could take the money. He didn't need all the different sort of reveals. That could have been it. But then you've got the complexity of the family dynamic and trying to explore so many different things where really the fun to be had is when Santa has to save the day and is off on his like rampage. Like he's got awesome one-liners. The fight scenes are pretty good, and you can see like obviously the one-liners coming, especially during the action, but you're like, I want this to happen. I want them to lean more into that. Where anytime it switched to the family, they tried to do like some serious sort of, I guess, emotional connection in terms of how the mum is so mean and why the kids want to get rid of the mum. But then you've got like the spoiled kid, which is the sister's kid, Bert, and he's like trying to be the
Gertrude. That's a really funny joke as well. They're trying to suck up to the parents. So
yeah.
one has a daughter and names her Gertrude, and the other one has a son and names him Bertrude. It's so fucking funny. I like that a lot.
Yeah, like his character was actually pretty fun. I thought that kid did a pretty good job of playing the
he
rich.
was really fucking annoying.
Yeah,
he did that well,
and he did it well. And he had a number of really funny one-liners here and there, and like just being that Instagram sort of going alive.
Yeah, he was cringy as shit, but I guess that's the point.
Yeah, but then they were trying to do the touching sort of kid with Santa in terms of like with Trudy, which it felt out of place in terms of where they really wanted to go, where they needed to go with the film.
Exactly.
It could have been awesome.
Multiple times I wrote, who is this for? Who is the demographic? Because there are moments like that where there's literally a line where someone comes in at the end and, oh, you saved me. It's like, no, you saved me. Like they had these really fucking cliche and shitty, gross lines that were written for a Hallmark, Christmas movie like Santa Claus and whatever. But they're intertwined in this movie where we also see a character get a nail driven up through the bottom of his mouth into his mouth. We also see characters being electrocuted with a Christmas star in their eye. Like this movie goes from being 100% for adult, super violent, ridiculous, over the top, fun John Wick style violence to being this really gross Hallmark film. And it was so disconnected because of that. It was almost like there was two writers who were like fighting over what this movie wanted to be. Take out all that Hallmark bullshit. Just make it Santa on a rampage. This movie could have been, because he mentions Mrs. Claus, right? Why not just make it a simple fucking movie? Mrs. Claus gets kidnapped. This movie is him trying to save her, like Taken, right? Simple. All it needs to be, we see Santa Claus go on a murdering spree. It can just be room of bad guys, room of bad guys, room of bad guys. It can be fucking John Wick style, because the stunt director's from John Wick, by the way. That's all this movie needs to be. It's all those other bullshit things in between that fucking ruined it and brought it way down.
Yeah.
So yes, you bang on.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So yeah, like I had fun at moments and I was really enjoying it. But yeah, as you said, it was too complex, and they either needed to try and really parody the Hallmark stuff, but they didn't. They went like a serious tone where it needed to be over the top parody the entire time. And that's what they got right with the action scenes, but they got wrong with the standard dialogue. But
the Home Alone scene.
Oh yeah.
It's a scene where Trudy, or the girl, what's her name? Yeah, it was Trudy. She's doing these Home Alone, traps and rigs and stuff. And at first it starts really campy and crap, but then it gets really violent and over the top, and it's like, good. It's a parody rather than just a boring homage, I actually feel like I'm laughing at what Home Alone tried to do in a silly, fun way.
Yeah. I gotta say, it was better than what I was expecting. I was expecting it to be terrible the entire way through. Even though it was getting like pretty reasonable reviews and stuff, I was still expecting this to be like bad.
Yeah.
Like I still had a reasonable time with it. Like I wasn't, I guess, disappointed, because it was better than what I was expecting. Sure.
You're right, because I wasn't going in expecting it to be like a new Christmas classic. I knew it was going to be okay. I just wish, like, knowing, because when I first heard about it, it's like from the stunt team of John Wick and 300. I was like, okay, fuck yeah, this is going to be insane. And there are moments that were, but I think it was enough of it. So that's all my thing, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure that David Harbour is the best choice for like action scenes in terms of if you're looking for like John Wick sort of style. Like he's not a overly, I guess, martial artist kind of. Like Keanu Reeves is obviously trains and he's actually quite a good professional at it, where you've got a guy that doesn't train, and it shows in terms of what they're able to do. Like you can't just throw a bloke in there and expect him to have all these stylized like moves, like a whole skill set.
So I guess fought like a Viking.
Yeah. So
It's cool as hell.
That's what you're kind of expecting from obviously John Wick and the 300 is that stylized violence where I guess he had the brutality. Definitely, they had that dialed in.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I think David Harbour was good in the fact that Santa's character felt he was incredibly violent and brutish, which I think David Harbour, even though you say he's not like a martial artist and stuff, I still think he comes across pretty intimidating when he's like angry. But he also can be really sweet, and David Harbour does that really well as well. So the scenes where Santa was like talking to Trudy on the two-way radio were like really cute. I thought he did a great job, but then you cut to Trudy talking, and her writing was fucking horrible. And this kid who's doing a pretty good job, in all things considered. People don't know how to write for kids, man. This movie had some bad writing in general, but yeah, I still think you're probably right. It's probably better than I was expecting, and I had a good time.
Yeah, it's a B grade film. Like you're not expecting it to be anything like that. I did like the introduction. It reminded me a bit of like Bad Santa, where he's like drinking and like pissing off the sleigh and like spewing. So you can't.
I wrote at the beginning: vomit, farts, piss, and poo are too easy. You get one. Any more of those, and it's not funny. And they didn't. After that first vomit scene, there was no more vomit, piss, fart, poo. That's good.
Yeah, at least they set the tone, which is fine. But yeah,
I have a question, a dad question. At what age, if you're listening to this with kids, Santa talk coming up, at what age do kids stop believing in Santa?
That's a big question. I would say around the 10-year-old mark. Like I think as they go through school, they're going to like get more and more sort of questions about it, especially if they've got older siblings and stuff and they've like established it. Like it's going to trickle in there. Like my family, obviously, pretty much around 6, 7, 8, he's kind of like at school. People are like, "Oh, Santa's not real," when you kind of like, "Oh, maybe he is. Maybe he isn't." Yeah. But our family motto was like, "You don't believe, you don't get." So I was like, "Yeah, I believe," and whatever.
Okay.
I wasn't
I just wondered because she just felt she was 10, but she felt too old to be believing in Santa. But I don't have no memory of how old I was when I learned about Santa. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Mum had the talk with me about it when I was like 10ish or so.
Sure.
Like I wasn't shocked, but I still had that sort of, oh, that's really sad in terms of like you kind of still hold on to that belief that those magical things are still around, but like you kind of still know that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're probably not.
I was pretty heartbroken. I remember I have no memory of what age I was. I remember what room I was sitting in my house, and I remember when I asked, and she was like, "Yeah, these are the facts." I ran away crying, and I was like, "Then the Easter Bunny's not real either." I ran off.
I mean, yeah, those things were sad because, especially at those holiday times, like the Easter Bunny. I was never been a fan of chocolate, so Easter Bunny used to always bring me like Super Nintendo games and
what the hell?
Things. Yeah,
fuck off. I used to get potato chips because I was the same. I didn't like chocolate, and Easter Bunny knew that I liked chips. But you got fucking Nintendo games?
Yeah.
All right, white privilege.
Yeah, so I don't know. I was like,
oh my God.
I was a little bit upset after those because they never
they stopped showing up.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, Mum, I believe I'm a 20-year-old.
Yeah, and actually, speaking of believe, I didn't like at the end how when Santa dies and then they all convince, they were like, "Oh, I believe in him too. Oh, I believe. I guess I believe," and he comes back alive. I've said it before on this podcast. I don't like when we get baited out with character deaths. Like, if you're gonna kill him, kill him. Doesn't matter. I don't care about a fucking sequel. If you're gonna kill him, kill him. It gives it impact.
That's the magic of Christmas, though. It happens.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's again this fucking movie. Are you going down a gross magic of Christmas pathway, or are you going down a violent John Wick pathway? I wish this movie made its mind up.
Yeah. What would you give it though?
I'm on the fence, man, because I'm not sure I'd recommend it. I would say a 3, but I don't know if I would say to people you should go watch this because a lot of it's crap. A lot of it's fucking boring Hallmark bullshit. But the fun scenes are really fun and probably worth watching. So I'm gonna say a 3.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because the good stuff's good enough.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, it wasn't good enough to recommend it to someone and be like, yeah, this is actually quite fun. It's like it's a 2.5. Like it's I enjoyed it, but it's not enough to go, hey, you should watch this.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I'm
okay.
there too somewhere. It's weird. Like
Yeah.
there are parts where it's a fucking 1 and it's gross and why are you doing this? And then there are parts you're like, I was like yelling at my TV at some point. It's like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah. It's just it's not good enough to be like, you need to watch this. It's
No.
like you watch it once and unless you're, I don't know, really into, I don't know, a different take on a Christmas movie. Like I don't think I can't name another one besides the next movie that we're going to talk about that's the violent, murderous sort of, I guess, Christmas film.
Yeah, I haven't really looked either though.
No,
there could be ones out there. I have no idea.
There probably is.
It's not
I'm hoping that
a search term I've looked up.
I feel like this is the new thing in terms of taking a franchise and making it a horror film from it. Like we've got Winnie the Pooh coming.
Yeah,
we've obviously got the Mean One, and this, like, I reckon this is probably going to be a trend for each of the holiday. Like we're going to see an Easter Bunny one soon. We're going to see a number of them, which
especially as copyright starts to run out and stuff.
Yeah, they're going to saturate the market with it because horror. Unfortunately, is an easy genre for people to change a character
easily. Yeah, that's a pretty decent segue into our next movie.
So moving on, the Mean One, which we're on a trend with these horror ones, but as we're talking about, this is the Grinch horror film. So in a sleepy mountain town, Cindy's parents are murdered and her Christmas is stolen by a bloodthirsty green figure in a red Santa suit. So as you can tell by obviously the name and also the plot, they are scared of copyright. So this entire thing dances around the fact that this is Grinch.
No one says the word Grinch.
No one ever does. And they call it the green one, the mean one.
The monster.
Yeah. And the only
There's
thing
even a scene. No, go on. You're probably going to say the same thing.
No, so the only thing that's referenced towards the Grinch is Cindy. So Cindy's name it's obviously Cindy Lou or Cindy Lou Who.
No, isn't it her name? It's something similar, but it's like Cindy. Oh shit! I need to look it up because it was like a name that doesn't even sound like a name, but was obviously just. Don't worry, I'll look it up. Keep going.
Yeah, so it's Cindy. They say it's Cindy. But I don't think they actually ever make reference to it really. But this film's an absolutely mess. Like I struggled through this film.
Her name, sorry, I just found it. Her name in literally credited is Cindy You Know Who.
You Know Who. Wow.
Her name is Cindy You Know Who.
That's bad. But the entire thing is that obviously they're running kinda the Grinch story, but not close enough that it would ever
but also not at all.
Yeah. So essentially Cindy's parents are murdered by the Grinch, and the Grinch for some reason there's a whole storyline, like spoilers, where the Grinch was trying to make friends with Cindy. There's like a whole necklace kind of thing that's going on there.
Yeah. He didn't mean to kill Cindy's mum was a sort of the payoff at the end. Like he was in the house either dropping off presents or whatever. Don't know what he was doing in the house. Cindy and him interacted. Mum comes downstairs, freaks out. Who the fuck are you? You're a monster. He acts in self-defense, accidentally kills Cindy Lou's mum, and then supposedly from there becomes a recluse in the mountains and needs to murder someone every Christmas.
Yeah.
Or some shit.
It's the storyline's so odd, but essentially the mean one, not the Grinch, because this is the bootleg version. Yep.
Yeah.
Anyone that has any sort of affiliation with Christmas gets murdered. So, somehow he has a sixth sense in terms of how people have any Christmas decorations. So there's a whole scene where these guys come into the diner or the bar or whatever it was, and they're wearing Santa suits. And lo and behold, you see old Grinchy come in. I got to say, like his not intros, but like anytime he was ready to go kill someone, I kind of liked the sort of reveal that he was there. Like they did the fingers and the that was pretty good. Like they sort of mimicked the Grinch without.
Heavily inspired by Jim Carrey's Grinch. Like there are some movements he did where they were literally like shot for shot the same as Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey's Grinch is kind of a bit spooky, but we'll talk about that.
Definitely.
Talk about that a bit later. So, like the murder scenes, I gotta say, they weren't that good. Even like they were meant. There was this whole cartoon blood thing. I hated it. It looked shit.
Oh, the CG blood. Fuck, man.
Why did they go down
phenomenal.
That route?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even. I'd rather them just get sauce or fake blood or something, but. They went with a CG rendered blood. It was
something fucking new, man.
It was. I've never seen that before. Like
we've had students edit CG blood better than that. Like that was bad.
Well, do you know what is worse though? So obviously the Grinch has gone. Just for context, the Grinch has gone through this whole like rampage killing, and then Cindy. Unfortunately, the sheriff won't believe her, and there's a big reveal later down the line. But
so dumb.
She's taking things into her own hands. The only thing worse than the CG blood was her montage training.
It
was the worst thing I've ever seen. And I'm a big fan of montages like training. Like I love it. That's what I want. And this was shit. Like her punching. Even when she got good, was shit house. It was bad. Her push-ups were like quarter reps. And all of a sudden she taught herself how to shoot. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, with I think we said this last time with what we watched last week. There was something again similar where characters with no training are just naturally amazing. Like with a little bit of training on their own, with no one's like telling them how to fix things, change form, nothing. All of a sudden they're fucking unstoppable.
Also, I don't know what the time period was in terms of how long it was like from her starting her montage to the end of the montage. Like, was it a day? Like, we're in a Christmas period. Like, I don't know how.
I didn't know it was meant to be because to me it made sense that the start was Christmas of year A and then the end was Christmas of year B. But because then she's a full year of training and whatever, but the seasons never change. It's always winter, which, I mean, quick side note, it was fucking obvious they filmed this during the middle of summer and then tried to put some shitty blue filter over it. My God. But yeah, you're right, time frame, like it was meant to be all in the Christmas time, all in the winter, and yet, she's done a week of training in a little fucking montage or a day?
I thought it was a day. Like, I literally thought it was a day. Like I couldn't tell if it was a different day or it was like just later on. Like it was one set to the next.
Differently.
I know, but like dude. I couldn't understand. And then when they were like actually in that final confrontation, did you see the gun? They painted it like a candy cane. It looks so shit.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Really fucking cringy. I know. Why would you even do that?
You've made pretty much no reference to Christmas pretty much the entire film. Yet then you've got your weaponry as a candy cane.
Yeah, I think it's meant to be like, oh, it's his kryptonite. Look, it's Christmas. But when they did a close up of the handgun, it was like fucking hand painted. It looked like shit. Which, I mean, look, if some random woman in her house who's training montage in her black activewear, I'm glad it looked like shit. She wouldn't do a good job.
No, and it was the whole thing was not a fun ride. I was expecting like some enjoyment, but I got none out of this.
I thought it was going to be at least like Terrifier level of like gore and violence, or be some really funny, like lean into a lot of the jokes to do with the Grinch. And actually, mentioning that, something that I do think they did well in terms of leaning into the jokes is at the end, they say his heart grew 3 times bigger that day because, there's this whole thing where she's about to kill him, she's on top of him, and then he like gets sad and she kisses him on the cheek and his heart grows bigger. And his heart grows bigger, 3 times bigger, and it kills him. And that is fucking I like that because it's like, yes, it would. It would if there's this if your heart grows 3 times bigger in your chest, it's gonna kill you. Like that to me was a funny way, and how they should have treated a lot of this movie is just steer into a lot of the ridiculousness. But they didn't. They took it so fucking seriously. They thought they were making the most badass Christmas movie ever. The editing was fucking bad. Every scene change, they had this like almost like reality TV show style string sound effect in the background for like every single scene change. And they named one of the characters Zeus, and he was a doctor, so
Dr.
he was
Zeus.
Dr. Zeus. Oh my god! And the worst actor of the entire thing. I was watching this with Eb, my partner, and we were watching the opening scenes with the dad, Lou. And I said to her, "There's no way that Lou isn't related to like the writer or something. He's like has to be one of the writer's uncles or some bullshit because he's the worst fucking actor in this thing." I jumped online, had a look. He is one of the writers, and he has a decent writing background. Like not nothing. He and his son wrote this. His son has nothing really accredited on IMDb. No one in this entire production knew what they were doing. And the fact that David Howard Thornton, who we know from the Terrifier, can play really fun and interesting, terrifying characters. Imagine Art the Clown, like his goofiness, over the top goofiness, played into the Grinch way more, would have been more fun. It would have suited the Grinch probably more than it suited Terrifier. And yet we didn't get any of that from the same actor.
I don't think he would have had enough screen time to be able to portray that. Like in Terrifier, obviously, Ark is the main sort of focus. Yes. In terms of he's able to, where we never really got Grinch on screen for like long enough to be able to show personality or character. Like, exactly
the problem.
He also was unstoppable. Like they were shooting him and like there was no effect. Yeah. Like what the hell is happening? Is he what type of monster is the Grinch? Like what is happening? Why can't bullets hurt him?
They don't try to explain anything. Like he's just a monster in the woods, but then he's also kind of human and has a heart.
I don't know. And then the sheriff knew all along, and he's like, "Nah, this is what you guys get. So any Christmas, we just shut it down, and we just we learned that we could.
I've been burying Christmas in this town for 20 years. Him and the mayor, like, fucking why? Just kill this shitty fucking monster."
And they were feeding it like every so often, just like a random goat, just cause. It was like cause. I don't know. Oh, wasn't it Cindy's dad put like some Christmas stuff out, and that's why he died, or
that's why he got attacked? Yeah. Because no one in town told him not to put Christmas decorations up or anything.
No, this movie.
There's also like a lot of inconsistencies with the young cop, the love interest. He at the beginning he was like, "Oh, I've just arrived in town as well," and then there's a scene where him and Cindy are having a chat at like on a date or some crap, and he's like, "Oh, I grew up here and this and that." I'm like, what the fuck? Like they couldn't even keep character backgrounds consistent in this movie.
Well, they also logically, like when he gets trapped in the bear trap in the cave and he's trying to reach for his gun, he's got the torch, like one of the big like torches that you can bash people with.
Eb said the same thing.
And the gun's like just out of reach. Why isn't he using the torch to
use
pull
the torch?
The gun?
Eb said the same thing. She's like, why the fuck isn't any logical person reaching for a remote will grab the thing next to them to pull the remote closer to them?
But like he just kept it close to his body so he could shine the torch on it. So what are you doing?
Oh, dude. Right?
Oh my god. I was sitting there going, what are you doing?
I know. And that's the thing, like I'm okay with a fun, silly movie, but at least make the characters' decisions make sense. Like if I could, like you say about ghosts, right? You can't punch a ghost. Mm-hmm. If I can watch this and argue my way out of every scary situation, or just logic my way out of anything, then there's fucking nothing to it. And then you have to make it. Then you have to make it funny, and there's nothing funny about this either. Like, I wish it was way more of a parody. Like I thought it was. Like when I first watched the trailer and stuff, I thought it was going to be heaps more of a parody than it was. But no, it felt like nothing. It was honestly a waste of time.
Yeah. So what would you give it?
Uh, like a 0.5 or a 1. I'm not sure what's redeeming about it, why it doesn't get a 0, but at least it gave something to talk about.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, it's a 1, and that's being generous, I reckon. So there's nothing to it. Like, I want it to be good. I want it to at least be enjoyable, but it was shocking. Like it was it's hard to even really point out a good thing about
it. Yeah.
So
it was there are some scenes that are worth laughing at, but I could make a 4-minute montage of the funniest scenes and it'd be a more enjoyable watch than this hour and a half long movie.
4 minutes. 4 minutes is generous. I don't reckon you'd get 4 from it.
3 of those are going to be the training montage.
No, mate, the training montage.
That was so bad. All the different shots they were trying and shit that they thought they were so fucking creative and artistic.
There was one point where
she
punched the bag and it was like recalled away from it. So what are you doing?
Get out of a bag.
Well,
yeah, dude.
I don't know. I'm done with that movie. Just move on from that.
Yeah, no more talking about that shit.
Yeah, but
let's talk about the new Grinches.
We're going to call it the Great Grinch Off. So this is the two Grinches. So one, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which is the Jim Carrey one done in 2000. And then we've got the new Grinch, which is 18 years later and is the animated one by, it's the same company, isn't it, that did Minions?
Illumination.
Yeah, that's the one. And is voiced by Cumberbatch.
Benedict Cumberbatch. Yep.
So going into this, without rewatching them, I was pretty confident that the Grinch animated was my favorite. Okay. But now I'm a little bit conflicted in terms of which one I prefer. So
let me convince you why the Jim Carrey one is the best.
All right.
No, I want you to start because otherwise I've got a lot to say because I've been thinking about this question. I've been researching. I've been making sure I'm not coming into this with 100% biased opinion. I have opinions why I think the Jim Carrey version far outshines the 2018 Illumination film. But I want to hear you first.
All right. So I'll start with the 2000 version. So this is the Jim Carrey one. So I think Jim Carrey does an awesome job as the Grinch. There are times where I was like, well, he's a little bit, I guess, scary for the old family sort of take. So I remember watching this when my kids were a little bit younger and like my kids being quite scared of this version of the Grinch. Like I think it's probably the costume and his actual demeanor in terms of how he portrays the Grinch, which can become across a little bit scary. Like it is quite dark as well. So like a lot of the scenes, there's quite a dark sort of, I guess, not filter, but like the atmosphere is quite dark and quite dreary. Is that a word?
Kind of hazy at points too. There are parts in Whoville where it's like kind of obscured and hazy.
Yeah, which is an odd sort of take in terms of like Whoville is meant to be that bright, cheery sort of Christmas loving area. Like I'm a big fan of the Dr. Seuss books. Like I've read them to my kids. I used to read them as a kid. Like a big fan. Grinch is obviously up there. There are moments where it's like with the mayor and there's like that sexual tension in terms of the mayor's wife. Did you know
they're not married? Don't you dare put down Martha May like that. They're not married.
What?
They didn't get married.
Who?
You said Martha May and the mayor. They're not married.
Oh, whatever. They're together.
Sort of. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. But Martha is always been I guess in love with the Grinch. So there is the flashback scene where the Grinch is a child and Martha gives the Grinch, was it a gem? And then there is a point where the Grinch is wearing a crown or something or other, which is the same gem that she actually gave to him. Yeah. So I like
the Easter egg, yeah.
Yeah, there's quite a number of like consistencies. So it's well made. There's a number of consistencies. Do you know the theory that the Grinch was meant to, like, the main theory is the Grinch landed on the wrong Whoville?
Yeah, you sent me that actually.
Yeah, he was meant to land on the one that Horton was carrying because they look more like the Grinch, which is kind of feasible, I reckon. Then you've got the adult humor in this as well, in terms of
definitely
when what's her name, Martha May is shooting the Christmas lights when they're decorating.
Yeah,
and it's like overly sexualized.
Yeah, like manning the cannon.
Yeah. So there's quite a number of things going for it in terms of like rewatching it. It'd been a while since I've seen it, like over about a year, I guess, like last Christmas. But yeah, it was mainly the darkness in terms of the atmosphere. Like I wanted the contrast between
the lack of color.
Yeah, I wanted more celebration of who the Who's were, like their whole sort of demeanor and everything is about Christmas. Like they love it. They love the getting together, and they really sort of shine. And that's where I thought the Grinch, the animated Grinch, sort of did really well. Like you've got the Whovilles, and it seems like they're more sort of Christmas orientated.
I agree with that.
It's not as dark and, well, I guess, dark atmosphere.
Drab. Yeah.
So like the Whovilles really felt like they were about Christmas, and they're about getting together and celebrating together. Where it felt more of
kind of the point. But I'll get to that in a bit. But yep.
It felt more like your Christmas tone, in terms of the Grinch hated the Christmas tone. Like there's more sort of stuff where he's even like holding out Christmas cookies and like crumbling them. And I enjoyed the contrast, and I actually enjoyed both humor. Like I find it very difficult to actually separate the two now after watching them sort of
interesting.
One after the other. So probably my kids prefer the animated one. I think it's probably just because it's more bright and cheery, and
kids want bright moving colors, man. That's all they give a shit about. Bright moving colors and high pitched voices, and that it had that.
Yeah, and they were laughing at it, and like they were having a good time. I also found the animated one a little bit more closer to the actual book. Like they were actually reading pretty much the passages out of the book, which I kind of liked. Where I guess How the Grinch Stole Christmas, they do deviate slightly from it, but essentially they do stick to the overall arching story of the Grinch. So I'm struggling to separate them. And according to IMDb, apparently the IMDb ratings are struggling to
what are they
pick a winner. 6.3 and 6.3.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Which is, I only just looked that up then.
So. I would happily sit with saying that the 2000 Grinch is the better of the two. But that being said, I mean, the one thing that now that I've seen the 2018 version, and I'll sort of preference this by saying I hate Illumination. Their mentality of we don't need to try, we'll make money anyway, upsets the hell out of me, and I think it ruins a lot of the things that they put their hands to. But this, to me, was the best looking Illumination film I've seen. I haven't seen a lot of them, to be honest, but I think it looked really nice. I think there's a lot of attention to detail spent on the world, and I think Whoville felt very alive. And the animation there was really, really nice. And you know, it's one thing when you do sit down and compare the two, it is one thing that the first one was missing. 2 seconds. Sorry.
It's all right.
It is one thing that
taking your breath away.
It is one thing that the 2000 version is lacking a little bit, is that that color, that vibrancy to make this feel like a cartoon. I think it, you know, this is probably pulling this out of my ass a bit, but I think this might even be subject to the Tim Burton effect a little bit of the late 90s, early 2000s. A lot of things tried to go a bit darker and a bit more mysterious because audiences were maturing a little bit, and we've got things like Edward Scissorhands and Nightmare Before Christmas and whatever else. I think that sort of pushed this down that road, but I don't think it necessarily is a bad thing, because, and this to me is the big difference between the two stories and how the writing makes a huge difference. And I love Jim Carrey; he's one of my favorite actors ever, and I love what he stands for. And I think that his portrayal of the Grinch here is just perfect. Like, I forget that it's Jim Carrey so much during the film. Like, he is just becomes the Grinch. But I think to me the biggest standout between the two is just what the Grinch stands for. In the 2000 version, the Grinch stands for togetherness and family and sort of just wanting to spend time with people. That's sort of what he's about. And the Who's are the opposite. Everything that the Who's do in the start of the film is all about commercialism. It's all about buying the biggest gifts, having the prettiest house. Everyone's very like two-faced to each other. It's all about, the right clothes and looking the best way, and everything's dialed up to the nines. And Cindy Lou's the character that's like, there's got to be more to Christmas than this. There's got to be more to this holiday than just presents. And that's why she connects with the Grinch, because they see the world the same way, that we shouldn't just be buying things to show our love. And he lives in the place where all these gifts get dumped, including his dog. And in a way, Grinch goes, as the story continues, in a way he saves Christmas, because by stealing everyone's gifts and by robbing them of what they initially saw as Christmas, everyone's like, actually, Christmas isn't about that. And the Grinch sort of reminds the world that Christmas isn't about the prezzies, it's about the people. And that's what brings him back down, because he's like, the world's changed now. Everyone here respects each other. We're in it for the right reasons. It's not about the surface level. So he joins the people. Whereas the 2018 version, it's just a lonely guy living on his own with his dog. And then at the end, the line that Pharrell Williams says, the narrator, something along the lines of, he realizes that he didn't hate Christmas. He just hated being alone on Christmas. And that dumbs down so much about what I think they created in the 2000 version. The 2000 Dr. Seuss's wife was the person checking over the script and to satisfy her with the story. And the story became a story about bullying and about, being accepted, and not about being on surface level. Everything he was bullied for and laughed at for was to do with his hair and his color, and everything else was all the external features. And I think that there's so much more depth to the characters and the story of the 2000s version that, yes, it doesn't look as pretty. And yes, some of the writing's kind of over the top and silly at times, whereas, the later versions probably more modern. I still think that the story of the 2000s version, removing all biases, is still a way stronger story of the Grinch. Rant over. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, I get your points on that. Still, for me, I'm still torn in terms of which one. I don't know. I kind of do enjoy the atmosphere a little bit more in the animation version.
Mm-hmm.
But like,
how about music? Do you have any preference on either end? Because they're very different paths they went down.
Look, I think both of them do quite a good job of like portraying the story. I like the atmosphere, just that tiny little bit more in terms of, I think they captured Whoville better in the animation than they did in the 2000 version. I think that's the only difference for me in terms of which one I would lean to. So it'd be like, if I was giving him a rating, it would be like the 2000 version a 4 and the Grinch 2018 a 4.1. Like, it's
okay.
Very, very.
It's interesting because I look at I look at all the sets and all the costume designs and all of the animatronics and the heavy makeup and stuff that Jim Carrey has on, and to me, all that stuff makes the 2000 version even more spectacular. Like their set designs and the cars they're driving around in Whoville. Like, yeah, you only get like a little pocket of Whoville through the whole thing, but there's a level of craftsmanship that I can appreciate as well when I watch that. Like every time I watch it, I'm noticing a little detail in the background that I missed the last time. I'm noticing like another little special effect that was pretty well hidden in previous. Like I just think there's a magic, Christmas magic, right? There's a magic to the 2000s version that I don't think you get in animation. I think animation robs a lot of things of its magic.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. I mean,
but I didn't hate the 2018 version.
No? You thought you were going to?
I went into it open-minded because I didn't want to be like, no, it's going to be shit. And I made some pretty negative notes, but I also think the other things did look really good. Like the snow looked fucking amazing. I think the voice acting was pretty damn good across the board. I think, like you said, the creation of the world and stuff are beautiful. The Grinch is too cute, though.
Mm.
Do you think that?
I don't know. I think it plays kind of the part. I don't know. I didn't get that it was too cute in terms of the character design. I don't know. That's
Grinch to me is like he's meant to be an outcast. Like he's meant to look so different and almost scary. And
he does look different to everyone else, though. But nowhere, even in the books and stuff, it wasn't like he was outcast because he looked like a monster. He was outcast because he looked different.
He wasn't green anyway. Yeah.
Like there's.
Yeah, I found him too cuddly for a character no one likes. Is kind of too adorable to me.
I don't know. I guess the Whovilles have a certain, I guess, look, and if you're coming in and you're this hairy kind of figure, you're probably going to get shunned a bit. Like, unfortunately, that's kind of what pack mentality or sticking to your own or whatever.
Do you find the 2018 version entertaining from start to finish?
I do. I saw it at the movies with my kids, and I've watched it a number of times, and I do enjoy it. Like I'm able just to sit there and just have fun with it.
I found Act 2 real boring. Nothing happened for about 40 minutes. It's just funny set pieces over and over again. Like it just felt like, Minions a little bit in the middle, little things happening, but nothing actually driving.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Minions. I don't really enjoy them. It's just, I can see the appeal that the kids are going to obviously like the Minions because they're cute, funny, and chaotic.
And slapstick comedy.
Yeah, I do like slapstick comedy, but
yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's hard for me not to watch anything by Illumination. And it's going to be the same when I watch the new Mario movie. It's going to be hard for me to watch anything from Illumination, not think Minions.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't hate it. I'm not going to watch it again because the whole time I was watching it, it made me want to watch the Jim Carrey version.
Okay.
But it wasn't as bad as I thought.
Yeah. What would you rate them?
The Jim Carrey version for me is a 4.5.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite ever movies, something I've watched probably hundreds of times. But I still think there are elements like a couple of jokes were sort of references to like late 2000s movies and stuff, and it was like it's a bit dated now. But the 2018 version also made screaming goat references, which is outdated. So but the 2018 one, I don't know, like a 2. It was okay. It was inoffensive, but it doesn't have the magic or the emotional drive, I think, that the initial one has, the Jim Carrey version has, personally.
Okay. Yeah, fair. Well, now that that's the Grinch off. So for everyone who is on the podcast, put your
what was your opinions? You say both 4 and 4.1. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I liked them both, but I still just lean towards the animation one just due to the more better for me capture of what Whoville is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. No worries. Thank you.
I thought I already did that.
I thought I could have convinced you otherwise.
No. But yeah, no, I'm still sold on that.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you went. I'm honestly glad that because initially you were saying that the 2018 version for you was just better.
Yeah.
So I really like the fact that you're at least on the fence now. Like that's a couple more watches, maybe you'll be on Team Awesome and you'll understand.
Yeah, maybe. Wrong. Who knows? Who knows? But
anyway, send us off.
Yeah, so you guys on the Vodcast, put it in the comments below, and if you're on Spotify or whatever, just put that in the Q&A sections on there as well. Tell us what your favorite Grinch is. But next week we've got a different lineup for you. So this one will probably be coming into the new year, I reckon.
Yeah,
I reckon it'll be the first one for the new year. Yeah, we'll be filming on the 2nd, so it'll be out on the 3rd.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Yeah. So we have Glass Onions, which is it the sequel to Knives Out? Yep. Mm-hmm. And then we've got Matilda, the musical, which is on Netflix.
Hell yeah.
So
hell yeah.
I really enjoy the Roald Dahl Matilda story. I enjoyed the original movie that was out. And then also we've got another anime coming for you in terms of Tokyo Revengers. Also, what we forgot is...
Never heard of it.
Yeah, but anyway, you had this anime that you were really pumped about, but because some time has passed, is about a anime Power Rangers.
Oh yeah, we want to talk about that. Yeah. It's called. Hold on, I'm not got the exact name because I'm gonna get it wrong, and I think the name's part of the attraction. Fuck, yeah. What's it called?
So essentially, it is an anime about Power Rangers who kind of need
go loser ranger.
That's right.
Yep. That's the name of the manga anyway. The show is coming, and the show is called something slightly different as usual. But yeah, it's an anime inspired by Power Rangers, but like they kind of like losers as well, supposedly. Which I mean, the Power Rangers in a modern setting, the Power Rangers would be fucking losers. These guys and girls are running around in colored spandex and shit.
Oh no, I still kind of like Power Rangers. Have you seen any of like the Power Rangers Samurai or anything like that?
I've watched shit for fucking years and years, my friend.
It's mindless, and you can just sit there and go, look at the explosions, and the acting is pretty poor, but they don't focus on it. And it runs the exact same formula. Like the formula has not changed consistently, and they still run the really cool like enemy costumes. Like they haven't gone CGI with it. The only CGI they do is like the mechas. So they still keep those costume designs.
Good. Keep practical. I think a show like Power Rangers built its crowd, its fan base on the practical silliness. Like, yes, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, it's good fun, but yeah, it is what it is.
Go loser.
Yeah. So when that comes out, we'll let you guys know, and we'll get around that one as well. But you know what to do. If you got friends at Under Armour, make sure you tell them about the podcast.
When you get dressed before you come on, do you make sure you're wearing Under Armour?
No, my wardrobe's about 80% like Under Armour.
9/10 Under Armour.
Yeah. So it's like it is what it is. It's especially after Black Friday, I got so much gear. Like they had a 50% store wide sale. I went nuts, and then cashback got heaps as well. So we got money back for it. It's insane.
Well, then, you sponsor us, be even better.
Yeah, then we'll both be wearing it.
Sponsor us. Yeah, I'll even wear Under Armour. Right?
Yeah. Yep. And
you hear that?
Yep. So get around it. But yeah, you know what to do. Make your friends, acquaintances, anybody's day better, worse, whatever. It's all your movie news, movie reviews, and extras. I don't know, but whatever.
Everything else.
Everything. And if we get really big and you guys really like us, we could even do more podcasts on different things. You can see our view on the world. We could tell stories.
Yeah.
We can tell you whatever.
The video games.
Yeah,
We could do like a separate anime podcast from movies.
Yeah, we can even bring my other 2 mods on, and just you could enjoy just chaos.
Oh my god, could you imagine
chaos?
The chaos of us playing Fortnite exacerbated because we're trying to fucking talk about movies and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna go great.
Yeah. Yep. So what to do.
Good shit.
Tell your friends, tell everybody.
Tell your friends.
And you know what to do. Bye.
Love yous.